Hi guys, welcome back to my Exvius guide. Now I'm gonna review Illusionist Nichol. Let's start from his stats. He is a support and magical attacker hybrid, so I compare her with Crow and Riku. Like you can see that his health is the lowest. He also doesn't have passive health boost, which is a big problem for him. Luckily, he has Spirit plus 30% if you equip him with Cloud. So he is a little bit strong against magical attack. He also gets 60% magic boost, which is good for him because he has good magical damage ability. He also has MP plus 30% and one super unique MP ability called Absorb MP. Like its name, it will absorb MP from enemy spell which damage you. I'm not sure whether it only works for magic or any magical abilities. The description is really confusing. Okay, what do they mean by spell? Okay, the last passive is kinda unique and very good. He will counter enemy's physical attack which target anyone except yourself, with physical attack which based on 1.5 magical damage. So yeah, Nichol still use his magic stats to attack the enemy, but the damage will be count as physical attack. So this means that if the enemy has evasion, then yeah, he can evade, okay? But it only lasts for 3 turns. The chance is pretty high, 50%. Combine this with counter tanker such as Snow and Wilhelm, you will get a lot of counters because Wilhelm or Snow will counter the enemy and you will do counter as well. There is also a trick for this skill. The passive, yeah, only lasts for 3 turns, I have said that, but if you die and resurrect your Illusionist Nichol, the counter buff will appear again on the next turn. So it is kinda same as Olive's Mortar Beacon, which will be cast again if she die and back to life. This is definitely one of the best counter ability on this game. Enough about his passive, let's talk about his abilities. Like Grim Lord Sakura, he also has an ability called Master Illusionist. So you can cast twice of his illusionist abilities on one turn. Let's take a look on them. The first is Illusion Phantasmal Force. It is his attacking abilities. It deals 2 times magical damage, but it has stacking capabilities. It is maxed at 6 times magical damage, which is high because you can cast this twice per turn. This skill has 7 hits and 8 frames as its delay, which means that yeah, you can also chain this with other characters who has the same delay. The easiest example is Nyx, who just got released on the last week. Make sure you check the frames data to know more about who able to chain with him. However, because it doesn't have any element, you cannot do elemental chain. And yeah, also because this is his only stacking ability, you cannot do the Victoria's Secret trick, okay? Also remember that if you combine this with different illusion skills, the stacking damage will be reset. So this is the only illusion skills which I don't recommend you to combine. However, if you want to combine other illusion skills, the stacking won't be reset. For example, okay, if you use Terrifying Vision and Doppelganger, the stacking damage will stay at 6 times, assuming you have maxed the damage. But if you combine Phantasmal Force with other, the damage will be back to 2 times magic damage, okay? So yeah, be careful about that. The next is Terrifying Visions. It debuffs enemies' attack and magic by 45% for 2 turns. This is really good because the effect is huge, 45%. It may seem inferior than Warriors of Light Arms Eraser because it only lasts for 2 turns, and that's correct. But remember that this is one of his illusion skills, which means that you can cast this with other illusion abilities. The extra 30% confuse is not that useful though. The next 2 illusion skills are kinda inseparable combo, okay? They really synergize well, and I think the next 2 abilities are the abilities which make Illusionist Nichol so good, okay? The first is Doppelganger. This will negate 2 physical attack for 3 turns. This is good because this is the only ability that I can remember, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, from what I can remember, this is the only ability which able to give evasion buff to others. So yeah, maybe if I remember correctly, there are LB who able to do that, but yeah, for ability, this is the first one, I think. This means you can help others who is in critical condition or buff your tank while they do provoking or simply guard for extra defense. But the real strength of this ability show up if you combine it with Redirect. This will make any characters take all physical damage to your party. In short words, it makes a character into AoE tanker. It gives you 30% damage mitigation. I know it is lower than the norm, which is 50% damage mitigation, but the change is 100%. So it means that your tanker can simply use guard and they will have 80% damage reduction. So by using guard, you get 50% damage mitigation and then 30% more from this redirect. Combine this with Doppelganger, I bet you will survive the physical attack from the enemy, unless of course the enemy use multiple hits attack. This skill best paired with a tanker because yeah, they usually has a high defense. The best character paired with Illusionist Nichol is, I think, yeah, Wilhelm. This will make Wilhelm able to become AoE tanker. So like you know, Wilhelm is pretty good, but yeah, he only able to become single target tanker. But with this, okay, Wilhelm able to become AoE tanker. Also, Wilhelm's impregnable at 30% damage mitigation for 3 turns. So if you combine this with redirect on the second turn, you can simply use guard and you will become really tanky. So 50% from your guard, okay, 30% from redirect, and 30% more from impregnable buff. Okay, so yeah, that's so crazy. You can also make your Cecil thrive in the battle again. So since Warrior of Light available in the global, my Cecil, yeah, kind of become a backup healer. But with this, he can become AoE tanker again, okay? So yeah, the possibilities is limitless, okay? Not limitless, I'm kind of exaggerating it. So yeah, also remember, this skill has 100% chance, so it is clearly superior compared to normal AoE tanking skill, which only has 50 to 60% chance, okay? So yeah, it also lasts for 2 turns, so pretty good. Illusionist Nichol also learns few black and green magic, But really guys, you probably won't use them because yeah, his abilities, his illusionists are much better than his magic toys. They are only usable on certain situations. For example, Bar Wacharga and Bar Blizzaga, which only useful when you fight the enemy who use that element. Okay, so yeah, his LB is also pretty good. The health and MP regen are not much. You need to max the LB if you want this LB recover a significant amount of health and MP. The best feature of this LB is not those effects though. It is the negate to physical damage for 3 turns to all allies. This is super useful for fighting enemies' physical threshold attack. From what I know, this will be useful on the future Iron Giant trial. My suggestion for you is to level up this LB. If you don't have MP regen battery on your party, but if you already have one, for example you use Charlotte, then I think no need to level up this LB because the MP regen won't stack. However, if you use, let's say, an instant MP battery character such as Ace, Ayaka, and Tillit, then yeah, I still suggest you to level up this because those heroes MP restore don't interfere with MP regen buff. For equipment, I want to build him as a full-fledged support, so he can cast Redirect and Doppelganger without worrying about MP. This means I will focus on health, MP, and spirit. You don't need to care about defense because his Redirect will prevent any physical attack from hitting him. You can build him into magical attackers, but I won't talk about it here because I think, even if Phantasmal Force is good, I think that the other skills are much better. That's why I give him Staff instead of Rod to boost his spirit, so he can survive better against enemies' magical attack. Spirit also increase health and MP regen effect from his LB. So yeah, you can also give him, equip him with LB regen passive, so you can use his LB constantly. His LB is almost as good as Riku's if you face the enemy with strong physical attack. You want to have at least 34 MP regen per turn because that's the amount of MP you need to cast Doppelganger and Redirect. Also, if you have Override, you have played the game since Final Fantasy X event, and you don't use Riku, then you can give Override to Illusionist Nichol because his LB is pretty good. My conclusion for Illusionist Nichol, he is super good character. He is the only one in the game who able to make anyone into AoE tanker. This skill probably able to cheese upcoming feature trial because the trial on the Japan version doesn't consider you have Illusionist Nichol. But Gami able to buff the boss, but still he is a good character, especially if you have Wilhelm. Wilhelm and Illusionist Nichol are match made in heaven. By bringing Illusionist Nichol, you don't need to worry about Warrior of Light or Arms Eraser too, because you able to do the same. Even if you don't have Wilhelm, the other tankers such as Warrior of Light, okay, you don't have Wilhelm, you can still use Warrior of Light because he still get the benefit because the AoE cover rate is 100%. His Trustmaster reward also useful for any hero who needs extra MP and LB regen. So yeah, for example, Grimlord Sakura, Riku, and Illusionist Nichol itself, okay? I think he is on par with Riku in terms of usefulness. Really guys, Riku is not limited, but this Illusionist Nichol is limited. I think he is the real MVP on this banner, not Grimlord Sakura. Having him maybe not necessary, but still, that limited abilities are so good. I give him infinity out of 10, same as Riku. He's the second character who get infinity score on my review video. I think that's all you need to know about him. I'm kinda lucky today because yeah, I get him. I use Examine to get him, and yeah, really glad to have him. So yep, I think that's all you need to know. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave Exvius guide. Bye bye guys.